From 14 News, this is Touchdown Live in the Huddle, sponsored by your Tri-State Ford dealers. There's more in store. Stop by.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back in. We're here, Aaron.
Yes,
it is time for another episode of Touchdown Live in the Huddle. That is what we are here to do, and it is week 7, my friend. Week 7. We are just tearing through these things out here. Another week where we didn't see much changes at the top, but we did see some changes kind of in the second, third level there on the, especially in the SIC, and that's where we'll start out at here with Jasper and Castle. Let's get right into our recaps here. It was a week of kick returns. We didn't see one in this one though. What we saw was just a lot of Jasper finding a rhythm.
Wow, yeah, boy, did they ever from the get-go. I mean, who would have thought it was going to go like that? Both of them came in with the same record. Castle's looked good. Jasper's looked good. You thought, okay, this is going to be a barn burner, fourth quarter, kind of game going all the way down the wire. But no, Jasper, it was, they had it in hand by halftime.
Yep, and there you go. They just kept on rolling. Another team in the SIC, again, we mentioned no changes at the top. Here, Memorial, they just handled business once again, taking down Wrights 28-7.
Yes, they did. They looked solid. Again, their defense has been bringing it every single week. I don't know what their points per game against is, but, boy, it is really stout because they're giving up single digits a game on the regular.
Yeah, they are, and they're just, we were wondering whether or not there would be a drop-off after Matthew Fisher and some of their other key guys on defense went to the wayside, and I think we got our answer. No, there was not any change or downtrend for the Tigers. They continue to find their rhythm. Let's move on to our next one. It is North and Vincennes Lincoln. Another interesting test in the SIAC. And North, they just continue to find a rhythm under their new head coach, Zach Nero. And man, these Huskies, they're right there.
Yeah, they are. They're, I think 5-2. They've been really good all year. Even the loss to Wrights was 7 points or whatever. So they have been, I think there was one game against Memorial. Well, that's not, no shame in that. That was the only game where they were out of it by halftime. Otherwise, they have won or they've been in every game. They've looked really good. And by the way, just going back to this, I had to look it up. Speaking of Memorial's defense, they're only averaging 8 points a game giving up.
Oh, my goodness.
If you score a touchdown against Memorial, you're doing something.
Yeah, that's some stout defense there. We continue on over to the PAC now. We got Boonville and Princeton. And Boonville, the offense showed up and showed out, getting a 34-6 win over Princeton.
Yes, they did. And it was a close game when I got there at halftime. But, man, Boonville pulled away, and they've been solid. They've kind of had an up and down season with some of the results, but overall they've been playing pretty well. They have some good playmakers right there. Jackson McCain, Tyler Kleiner, who's committed to Northern Illinois, Grant Davis. But Princeton, they've been good. They've been better this year, 3-4. Nothing to shake their head about. I think that's the most wins. I looked it up since the 2019 season.
Yeah,
so they're improving.
A lot of teams that are really just kind of finding their stride here. Another team that was really looking for a win on the season, and they got what they were looking for. Harrison taking down Central. The Warriors, 28-14. Over the Central Bears.
Yeah, how about those Warriors? Give it up. You don't want to see anybody have to go through a season winless. So congrats to Mo Sutton and the boys. And they came to play.
They did.
Finally got some things to work for them. And Central, they've been tough. They've played some teams pretty good this year. So you kind of thought, okay, this has a chance to be a good game. Just looking at their records, and both of them going to be scrapping to get another win or a win, and it was a good game.
It absolutely was. Yeah, it did stay close for a while there, but Harrison ends up coming out on top and getting the win that they were looking for. Now we turn to our top plays here, and this is really where we start to see kick return city. First off, with a punt return, Owensboro's Khalil Shemwell, he fields the punt on a hop, and it doesn't matter. He just skips through, weaving and dodging through defenders, and he houses it.
You get some of those guys from Owensboro in space, and look out.
Yeah.
They might be at the other end of the field before you blink an eye.
Yeah, and we go back to back on the kick/punt returns. This time we go to North. We saw it when we were recapping that game. Darian Walker, he kind of reverses field here, does a nice job just navigating through a ton of Alice's on the kicking team. And look at that.
Yeah.
Puts the arms up, and he's got it.
Anytime you start a game like that, that's instant momentum right there.
Yeah.
And,
and celebration.
Give it a little love to the camera there. I appreciated that.
Yes, Darian Walker, that's exactly how you set the tone.
Yes.
You know, a lot of these top plays are ones that we saw in our going through our recaps here. This one just getting a little bit tricky with it. The flea flicker back to Jackson McCain, and he launches that one. Looked like he put as much effort into it as he could to fling it as far as he could, and he finds Aiden Perigo on the other end for a big gain.
I like it when they pull out the tricks out of the hat there. You don't get to see the flea flickers very
No.
often. We need more of those. They're fun.
Yes.
He tried to throw me off, but I was ready for it.
You very much were ready for it. And trick plays are fun. And now we go back to kick returns. Those are also very fun. This one, we picked that ball out of the night sky. And on the other end, Justin Leathers. I mean, he just turned on the Jets against Tell City. Shifty enough. He throws up the peace sign right in front of his student section. He can celebrate there. He houses it, man. He had himself a game.
Yeah. One thing is, how often do you see a guy that plays quarterback back there on kick returns? I mean, in high school football, guys are playing a lot of different positions, but still, usually you don't see the quarterback back there. So it's kind of interesting that he did that, and he had some speed. I mean, he was getting through there.
He sure did. We'll talk a little bit more at length about his great game in a few moments here. We got two more to look at, though. Next up, it is the Jack Levin pick. And look at this. Bowden Morgan going to the end zone for Carter Bobe, and Levin just pops out of nowhere, it felt like. He really had to extend and get this one. I should change that. That is not a pick six, just a pick here. But, still what a catch.
Yeah, they were ready. They knew that Castle likes to look for Carter Bobe.
Yes.
So they were like, well, let's just put two guys on him and see if we can stop him. And, well, they did.
Yes. And now for our honorable mention here, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to hear it. We won't in the studio, so we'll just watch it one time through without us talking. We'll see if you guys can hear it. I'm not sure.
You must be the fast one that everybody's talking about.
All right, we'll cut the audio here. I'm not sure if anybody we're flying blind here because we can't hear in the studio. But Aaron, right as he finds that gap, for those, I don't know, maybe you did hear, maybe you didn't. Marquez Hightower finds a little bit of a gap, and you just hear one of his coaches on the sideline go, "He gone."
I actually, when you mentioned that on the news Thursday night, and I was like, I didn't hear that. So when I got into work the next day, I found it in our archives. I was like, I'm going to listen to this and see what exactly was said. And that's exactly what he said. It was hilarious. And then there was something after the play, too.
So this referee right here, you know, we'll play the audio as it comes up. We'll see if we can crank it up there.
You must be the fast one that everybody's talking about.
Hopefully we didn't just absolutely blast your ears at home. But that referee says you must be the fast one that everyone's talking about.
That's right. That's what it was.
He's walking. He's looking at Marquez right after he rehoused that one again. You must be the fast one. And indeed, the fast one he is.
Yes.
So a talented player. Marquez Hightower continues to impress even those on the referee crew.
Yes.
So another good week for him. Now, let us move on, and we will take a look at our Player of the Week nominees here. Player of the Week nominees. Number one, we take a look at Marquez Hightower, the man we just finished talking about. And wow, tell me a little bit about his stats, Aaron.
Ooh, did he have a good game? 14 rushes, 203 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And he also had a catch for 45 yards, so he was doing everything, especially on the ground for the Maroons. He ran roughshod through the Muhlenberg defense.
Yeah, he sure did. So Marquez Hightower, he was the man who was absolutely flying. Let's just start this one over here. Take one more look. Marquez Hightower, he is rocking and rolling, finding his way up the middle. 14 rushes again, 203 yards, 4 touchdowns on the ground, and a nice catch in there to boot. Now, Justin Leathers, our second nominee, the quarterback for Southridge. We talked a little bit about it, though. Not just QB play. He returned that for a touchdown. He had 3 touchdowns on the ground, 2 more in the air, and a really nice game. Dramel Carruthers, another quarterback. It was a quarterback heavy week, 323 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. Great week for the Aces quarterback. And finally, another quarterback, Jackson McCain, 7 for 9 passing for 188 yards. 2 touchdowns, very efficient, added 28 yards rushing. And folks, Mr. Jackson McCain is your Week 7 Player of the Week. Congrats to Jackson McCain.
Yeah.
And it was in a week where, again, that offense really just took over for the Boonville Pioneers. So fitting he gets it when he carries his offense to such a great and such a productive week.
Yes, he did. And a little note, I don't know the status or anything, but Grant Davis got a little banged up in that game. And he had to sit out most of the, if not all, the second half. So a little bit more was on the arm of Mr. McCain, and he came through.
He stepped up. He sure did. All right, that will take us forward now. We get one more chance to check out the upcoming slate here, and let's see what we've got on tap. We look at our slate now, and our game of the week, let's start with that. We have got a good one going on in Posey County, North Posey, and Heritage Hills.
Oh, that'll be interesting. The already small school division champions, North Posey Vikings, they clinched that, locked it up last week. And then Heritage Hills, who still has a chance to share the big school division title if they can win out, and Gibson Southern would do them a favor and lose for them. But I don't think Nick Hart wants to do that.
I don't think he does.
Southern's going to try to get that thing out right. But either way, Heritage Hills going to be ready to play again. Another good road test for them going to North Posey.
Yeah, it will. So we'll be at that one. I'll be there previewing that game at 4, 5, and 6 tomorrow on 14 News. Again, you mentioned that Gibson Southern game that they're going to watch, Gibson Southern and Boonville. Gibson Southern at home. So they are just going to want to continue to cruise through to the end of the year.
Yes.
Some other good ones we've got on here, Henderson County at home in the SIAC Memorial. They'll try and remain undefeated here, hosting Vincennes Lincoln.
Yeah.
This is a sneaky good one, North and Jasper.
That should be really interesting. 2 teams that mostly like to run it, but Jasper, as we've mentioned a lot this year, has opened up the offense. They have really good balance with Jalen Mainers back there slinging it all over the place.
Yeah, and after a very strong offensive week for Southridge, let's see if Princeton can rebound. It's those 2 teams going back and forth together. Princeton, again, you mentioned they've found a little bit of their stride this week, or this year, I should say. Let's see if they can get back to it. But Southridge, I mean, they were just rolling against Tell City.
Yeah.
I would not want to run into that Coach Buning train right now, because once you get those Southridge Raiders going, I'm sure Mitch Carter will tell you and attest to that. Once they get rolling, there's no stopping them.
They had some early season struggles, and I think Coach Buning has coached them up.
Yes, I would not be surprised. There are a lot of he's going to get those guys right.
Yes.
Hancock County, McLean County, that could be another one that is sneaky close a little bit. In Kentucky, a 7:00 start. And then, of course, we've got some teams over in Illinois going to battle as well. It is yet another packed slate here, folks, for Week 8 now of Touchdown Live. So we will see you tomorrow. Yes. Again, we'll preview our game of the week at 4, 5, and 6. And at 6 o'clock, I'll start at our game of the week. Aaron, where will you be?
I am going to the aforementioned Jasper North game. So I'll be up there hanging in DuBois County. I'll pop through Southridge too while we're up that way. Why not?
Yeah, so we'll have some good previews there for you as well. And we will have you all ready and waiting. Oops. Let's go back. Here we go. And
we'll do that.
Boom, we're back. That's what I meant to hit. You know what? Sometimes can't be perfect, but we try. We absolutely try. So anyways, that'll actually do it for our show here. Make sure to tune in to 14 News at 10 tomorrow for week 8 of Touchdown Live. We've got highlights. I think we've got 10 maybe games this week. We've got plenty of games, a packed slate. We'll be all over the tri-state area to have you covered for highlights. Again, your place to be will be 14 News at 10. And then after that, 14news.com for all your latest scores throughout the night and the highlight videos after our show. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Touchdown Live in the Huddle, and we'll see you then.